Right then, if you want to learn something about Etsy, give me the next 10 minutes of your time and I'm going to take you through an Etsy store review that's going to open your eyes and your mind to what goes wrong in Etsy stores every day. Let's get into this store. It's really interesting. It's digital downloads. Let's see what's going on and what's going wrong in this store. Let's go. Okay, so here we are in Swaggertor's store, and Swaggertor has asked me multiple times for a store review. I always knew I was going to review her store, but here we are today in her store, Paint Surreal Prints. And she's contacted me a few times in the comments on YouTube, and she wants to know what's going on with her store. So it's a digital art store. It's got 2 sales, 201 items. So this is what we always do first. How many sales? How many items? When did the store open? So the store opened in 2023, and I've checked through the listings, and it looks like the store was probably open May, June 2023. So it's been open quite a while, and it's literally got no sales, just 2 sales. So what is the problem here? What's happening with this store so that it doesn't make sales? Because there's something going on. There's something going wrong here. So let me point out the first problem that we see in this store. So as we scroll down here and bring in these sections on the left-hand side here, we notice that there's no real theme or identity going on in this store. We've got nature, 43 items of nature-related prints, some black and white stuff, cities, countries, and, patterns. So this is sort of more geometric style. We've got a few funny things in here as well. Some cats and some booze stuff. It's all sorts. There is no real consistency here. This is one of the things that lots of Etsy sellers do. It's this thing of throwing listings into a store and just seeing what sticks, seeing what works, and then trying to develop that once you know what works. But the fundamental issue with this is it takes time to do this. And most likely, it won't work. So you're wasting time trying to find out what works when it's unlikely to ever work. Because this level of diversity, there's no focus. We've got some religious stuff in here as well. There's absolutely no focus. So that's the first thing. This store needs an identity and a theme. Now, second thing. So the second problem comes up when I start to look at the history of the listings. So if you order the listings by most recent and then go to the, first of all, click on all listings and then go to the back page and look at the last listing in the store, which is this one. Just go down to the bottom of the listing and we get the date of when it was listed or renewed. It could be when it was renewed as well or sold. 11th of July. So then when I started to go through the listings, line by line, I went through a few lines of these listings, they actually, and page by page, I see that the listing activity was fairly consistent. So it went through July, August, September, October, November. It looked like there was some kind of structure. But the problem here is there was no reflection on the lack of sales progress being made as these listings went into the store. So we start at the back, Swaggertor starts listing, and then we move through the days as these listings go in, and then we get into months as the listings go in, right? Swaggertor needs to stop and say to herself at 40, 50, 60 listings, right, have I made a sale? What's happening? Am I getting any traffic? You've got to reflect and look at what you're doing with your store as you grow it. So this is something I teach my clients in my consultancy all the time. Don't just say, I'm going to get to 100 listings, right? And then go off full pelt down the motorway, listing 100 items, whilst not stopping to check the scenery of what's going on around you. Are you making sales? Is traffic going up? Does it look like customers are actually interested in anything that you're selling? So that's another mistake that Swaggertor's made. She's not reflected on what it means to get to 50 items, to get to 100 items, to get to 200 items. Good that she's asked for a review with me now, so at least I can point this out to her. So this store went on way too long before any decision has been made to make a fundamental change. And now, of course, as I've explained, you need an identity, you need a niche and sub-niche sets. This store needs to gain a meaning inside the huge world of art, right? So this brings me on to the third problem in this store. Now, for the last 2 or 3 years, there's been this trend of sets, themes, and bundles. And I tell you guys this all the time. People, all of you who work with me, I would have told you, I even tell you guys on YouTube all the time. Try to create themes, sets, and bundles with your art. So what people do is, remember, this art is going on people's walls. Remember, you're selling to people who are going to upgrade a living room wall. They've moved into a new flat. They've moved into a new house, right? And one thing that I'm pushing people relentlessly to do is theme sets and bundles. So you might have a set of 4 prints, a set of 9, a set of 12 to create a feature wall so that people can change the feeling and the aesthetic of a room in their house very easily, very quickly, and it's all done with several prints that you sell. So what Swagator needs to do here is start to theme, set, and bundle her listings to create themes of identity for rooms. So for example, you could have the floral set, which would be 9 different flowers, all in a really, really nice mock-up, so that people can see, I'm buying a set of 9, all I've got to do is buy them, frame them, and then I've got my feature wall or my identity for a space, you see? And critically, this raises your average order value for the store. So rather than sort of €4, $5, $8, now we can look at $10, $12, $15, depending on the size of the set or the bundle that you're offering. Makes it far more attractive to buyers, customers, to come into your store and see this rather than just basically single prints. So really, really think about that, Swagator, about bringing in themes, sets, and bundles. So I started to dig a little bit deeper, right? I thought that there's got to be more here. So these reasons I've given for the stores failing so far are entirely valid, and it is why the store is failing. But I went into a listing. I don't think it matters which listing I actually pick for this, but I went into a listing and I looked at the video, and video for digital art is the perfect opportunity to make a really nice per product video about the piece of art that you're selling. What you see here is what we don't want. You don't want a generic video that's quick. As you can see, it's quick, it's not very well done. Okay, you've got an offer code there, but this is not what we want to see, right? We want to see a bit more about the artwork and not so quick and basic. This can all be done virtually now. You can make videos on Canva and other programs to really, really help sell your item. Nothing wrong with putting discount codes in and sales or whatever you want to put in, but let's actually raise the quality of the listing in a video. You can do virtual rooms. I worked with a client last week. He designed his own virtual rooms for his mock-ups for video. Look brilliant. So really get into the idea of trying to sell the item in the product video. You get 15 seconds, no sound. You don't need to worry about sound. Let's raise the quality of the video. So then I got in here, saw that with a video, which I've just explained to you. And then I decided just to come back out to the store again and take a little look at the store. And I just happened to click the announcement. And this is when I found something that Swagator needs to shout about, but it's hardly mentioned at all. I click the read more and I see this. Totally original, unique paintings and art, all painted by the owner. So when I looked at all this stuff, I just thought it's AI, right? And I'm sure some of you thought that as well. When I looked at all this art, I just thought, it looks like AI. This looks, especially things like this, right? So this is a huge, huge selling point that you cannot see. You cannot see that these are original works of art. Even here in the banner, it says original printable decor. Original printable, that could mean anything. It needs to say hand drawn, original drawn artwork, original painted artwork, right? That's a massive selling point. It's not just been generated by AI, by Midjourney or something like that, right? This is a big, big deal. And this needs to be shown more often in when you go, you know, if you click on a piece of artwork, you know, you just go through it. It says all my original artwork's there, but that was so quick. You can't see that, right? Going through the pictures, it's just, you know, it's just more images. But let's see what the bottom, these infographics say. Printable file only, digital, yeah, okay. And then the final one, nothing. It's so difficult to know that this is actual downloads of original artwork. And that brings more value. That really, really brings more value to the offering here, and something that Swaggerton needs to look at to get the message over that this is not just your run-of-the-mill AI art shop. So let me know what you think of this review. If you want a review, a critique of your store, put your store name in the comments. I'm collecting a huge list of store names and I'll be working through them. I know you guys all love these reviews, so I'm going to be doing more of them. They're really good fun and also great learning for you, because it gives me a chance to get over to you in a real store like this one what I teach every day, day in, day out. And talking about teaching, there's no excuse not to work with me. If you need help with your Etsy store, don't guess. Don't waste time on YouTube running around not getting anywhere. Come and talk to me. Links to book in with me are in the description of this video. So I look forward to seeing you in the comments and working with you soon. Cheers.